Well, good afternoon and welcome to Pets on Parade, which is brought to you by 3TV. I'm Ashley Goebel from the Arizona Humane Society.
And I'm Carrie Hughes. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, we have a great show in store for you today. We'll introduce you to Ranger. He's a very handsome-looking boy who's hanging out there in the studio with us today. He was rescued from a canal by emergency animal medical technicians. We'll tell you his story later on in the show. We'll also tell you how vets performed a complicated surgery on this doggie in order to save her life. And we'll share Taylor's story with you and how this diva Pomeranian is looking for a new home. But first, we want you to meet our two little co-hosts here. I'm holding Bernie, and Carrie has his soulmate, Lily. And these two had ended up sharing a kennel at the Arizona Humane Society when their owner had to move out of state. They are very bonded. They're joined at the hip, and when they aren't sharing treats and frolicking around the yard together, they're like curling up on a dog bed. They're house-trained, affectionate, very well-mannered little pooches, and they're ready for their new home. So you can come down to our shelter and meet them both. They're on the buddy system, so you get two great canines for the price of one.
Well, Patches is our first dog, and he is a very sweet and mellow canine. I am in love with this cattle dog. Perry, there are many benefits to adopting a middle-aged dog, and Patches is broken in and house-trained. And he can show some tricks that he's got all in his back pocket.
He is certainly all the above, Carrie, and you'd never guess this guy's 10 years old. He has just the ultimate spirit, and he's like a puppy. And physically, I don't think you'd think he's 10 either because he's already gray. So you wouldn't tell if he's turning gray or not anyway. He is very smart, like you said, and that's the advantage of the older guys. But we've been rehearsing off camera, and we're 3 for 3, so let's see what we do here. Patches, you sit for me, you shake. There we go.
Wow. Good boy, Patches.
He's such a good guy. He is very mellow. He is house-trained, like you said. He has all the benefits of an older dog and a mellow guy, but he's still a young pup at heart, and he knows it all.
That's what you get when you get those slightly senior pets, and Patches has a long life ahead of him. What a great dog, Perry. Can't beat one that's already trained. All right, well, kitties are up next. Let's snuggle up with Downy, the softest and most cuddly kitten on the show today. Lisa Downy and her sister Dora here became orphans when they were just a few weeks old. Tell us their story.
All right, it's a tissue alert, everybody. But these guys our EMTs were called out for a cat that was hit by a car. And so he looked and found the cat. Unfortunately, the mom didn't make it. And they heard a bunch of meowing coming from the bushes, and guess what was back there? Her litter of kittens.
Oh.
So these poor little kitties had to witness the worst thing ever. Their mom didn't make it. But luckily, our foster hero, Linda, stepped in for these guys. She came in and was a surrogate mother for them, took them home into the foster program, and fattened them up, made sure that they were nice and happy. I even hear that they bossed around her little Shih Tzu that she has at home, so they're good with dogs and cats. Downy there got her name because she is so very soft. And Dora the Explorer, which is the one I'm having a hard time holding here, is definitely curious, spunky, and her name is Dora. So these sisters, if I can keep them on the table, these sisters will be available for adoption. They are ready to go, already spayed, and they can go separately or together.
Oh, they're so cute. What a sad story that is, that they ended up homeless, but, you know, thanks to their foster mom, they're in really good shape.
They look happy now.
Yeah, but definitely, for sure. A great success story to share with you. Our good friend, Missy, she was a She ended up at the Arizona Humane Society as a stray. Our EAMTs picked her up, and she had a huge mass on her stomach. Our vets originally thought it was cancer, but they ran some tests, took some x-rays just to make sure it was actually a hernia, and our vets had to surgically repair her intestines. Missy spent about a month recovering in a foster home, and then she found her forever home. You know, our foster parents truly are heroes. They provide a safe place for sick, injured dogs just like Missy, and you know, underweight puppies and kittens that come in. They just give them time to heal and recover before they go up for adoption. And we're currently in need of foster parents, especially during this busy puppy and kitten season time. So if you're interested in helping our homeless pets, we have an orientation on the 25th of July at our Sunny Slope campus. We'll provide all of the supplies and treatment. All you need to do is shower them with love.
Well, after a long, hot day on the streets, as a stray, Ranger just wanted some water, and Ski, the shepherd mix, chose the wrong place to drink.
He did. He fell into a canal, and luckily a Good Samaritan called our EAMTs, and they were able to get him out of that canal, although his paws were scratched up pretty bad, and his nails were bleeding, and he did need some medication just to prevent infection. You know, Second Chance Animal Hospital treats over 9,000 animals, injured strays, and such a year, so if they weren't there, this little guy may not have made it. He is just under 80 pounds. He's, you know, a little lapdog for somebody, so you can easily take him home. He's about 4 years old. He would need to be introduced to any other kids, cats, or any other dogs in the household. He's pretty smart. Stay. So see, he does what he's told. So not only Perry's dog knows how to do tricks. He would definitely benefit probably from some training with the Arizona Humane Society training, just to build his confidence a little bit, because he's just kind of a little bit shy, I think, from all the action living as a stray on the street. But he's definitely going to make somebody a wonderful pet.
Thanks, Ski. He's a sweet boy. Our next dog is Ernie, and this little pup was subject to cruelty and neglect. Megan, we hope that someone will come along with some compassion and adopt this cute little pug, Ernie.
Absolutely. This is Ernie. He was rescued by our EAMTs. They received a phone call from a concerned neighbor who suspected that he had been abandoned and the owners had possibly moved and left him there by himself. So our EAMTs rushed out on the call, and that was exactly the case when they showed up. There was no food or water for little Ernie here, and there wasn't any signs of anyone living there. So they rushed him back to our Second Chance Animal Hospital and got him some fluid, make sure that he was happy and healthy, and now he's just a playful little guy. He's just 1 year old, so he definitely has a lot of energy. He's kind of slow to warm up to you, but once he does, he's a real sweetheart. So he is also one of our short muzzle breeds, which means that he has a harder time in our Arizona heat. So you want to make sure that if you were to adopt him, you keep him inside with you as much as possible and take him out for short breaks, because it is a little bit harder for them to deal with our warm summers here. But he is a sweet guy and he loves to play, so come on down and meet him.
Oh, he's got such a cute smile, Megan. Who could leave that outside? I just don't get it.
Yeah. Well, Roxy, great news about her. She was the first dog to graduate at AHS's Good Citizen Canine Training. Her family is just so proud. They plan to take her to hospitals to help cheer up patients. And if you'd like to have your dog certified and sign up, we attend our 2-week training classes. You can do so by visiting azhumane.org/dog training.
Well, our next two kittens sure are handsome. Chaplain is an adorable mustache, and Othello is dressed for any occasion in his fancy tuxedo. Perry, tell us about these brothers.
Guess which one's Chaplain? Yeah, it's the guy. It's the guy I have right here. He looks like Charlie Chaplin, doesn't he? And Jory here has the Shakespearean fellow. This is Othello. And they are stray kittens. They came to us. This is the time of year, folks, 9-week-old strays. So here they are with us now and looking for that forever home. You know, even as stray kittens, they love to play. They just don't know anything else. So when you're at home using the computer, they're going to be all over that mouse you're using, the cursor on the screen. They love to play with game board pieces when you're playing board games. So they're all set to play. They don't have to go home together. They are brothers. It would be great if they did. They don't have to, though. But if you don't take the two of them, it would be great if at least they could go home with some feline friends, because they get along with everybody and they love to play.
What a cute little mustache. They sure are handsome little fellows. Thanks, Perry. You know, it's very important to make sure your puppy or kitten is up to date on their vaccinations. You can get your pet vaccinated for just $20 at AHS's walk-in clinic every Friday. Your office visit fee will be waived, and it's first come, first served. There's more information about these services and the services offered at our clinics at azhumane.org. Well, stay with us. When we come back, we'll share Enzo's story with you and tell you how you can make happy endings possible by participating in our Summer to Save Lives campaign.